Alrighty, welcome to another video, guys, and thank you for clicking on this video. And if you did, you're obviously interested in the Secret Lures Big Dummy Tube. And let me get this straight, Secret Lures puts out some awesome products, and this is a big brother to their Stupid Tube, and the Stupid Tube has caught tons and tons of fish. You can go look on YouTube all over the place, or social media, anywhere you want to look, and you'll find out some stuff about the Stupid Tube. It isn't the most obvious way of rigging a tube, which I kind of like. It's kind of a little bit hidden, but there's definitely a good amount of people that are onto this way of rigging tubes, and Secret Lures puts out a special type of tube for the Stupid Tube rigging, and so it's definitely an awesome way to rig tubes, and I'll show you later in this video. And in this video, we're showcasing the Secret Lures 4.5 Big Dummy, and so this is the step up to a normal Stupid Tube, and I'll grab one right here in a second so I can show you guys the size difference. All right, here is our 4.5 Big Dummy, awesome tube. This color is called Shad BG Purple. Personally, my favorite color. It looks like a dying shad on the bottom when it's crawling around or flaring around in the water. But anyways, for the size comparison, this is obviously 4.5 inches, and here is your normal standard Stupid Tube. So definitely a huge size difference. There's a big difference there in presentation. So this thing is a fish catching machine, if you don't already know. So you can definitely get your hands on these at secretlures.com and get some nice looking tubes. But this personally is my favorite right here, the Big Dummy. And man, let me first say, myself, my dad, and my neighbors, and other people I fish with have caught countless of giant fish on these. Here in Indiana, giant is around, well, here personally in Indiana where I fish in, it seems like everybody's fishing for the same 5 bass limit, but big bass in Indiana is anything above 4 pounds in my eyes. That's a pretty big statement for a bass in Indiana, and so this thing has caught plenty of fish that size and bigger for me. And so definitely excited to be able to talk to this bait, or talk about this bait to you guys. And so yeah, I'll throw in some clips and pictures of big fish I've caught on this bait here around Indiana, and we can go ahead and get in the way of rigging it. But first off, talk about this a little bit. Inside these tentacles here at the bottom of the tube, you can see that it's very skinny and hollow inside there. Let me get this out of the way, it's kind of hard. Break it apart real quick. There we go. It's definitely hollow inside of there, and that is one thing you need in a tube to rig it with these Stupid Tube jig heads. And because it's hard to rig a normal tube, say like your Strike King coffee tube, they're a little bit more dense, and so it's hard to turn this jig head around inside of the tube, and it's definitely a lot more of a task just to rig it, and it tears up your bait if you don't have the right kind of tube. So right here, these hooks that I have are the 3/16 ounce Stupid Tube HD hooks, and these are for specifically the Big Dummies. They will work with the other ones, but they do fit better with the Big Dummies, and so I'll show you guys how to rig this. And so your first step, obviously, is take their tube hook. You're just gonna measure it up if you want to. You don't really have to do this, but this isn't the obvious tube rig where you just shove the head up the tube. And so this, you'll take your hook, put it inside the hole at the bottom end of the tube in the tentacles, and bring it all the way through and shove that tube up on the hook bend till you get it about, I'd say, 1/4 of an inch or 1/2 an inch away from the end of the tube head, and then you're gonna poke that hook through. And so then you have your head in between all the tentacles there, and you have the hook sticking out. And so then you're just gonna grab that hook point and pull the head all the way to where it almost comes out of that hole. And so now I have it, it's not coming out anymore, and that's where I want it. And so you see right now that head's laying in there horizontally, and so we want to flip it. So it's pretty simple, you just flip this around, and there we go. Now that head is up here instead of laying horizontally. Then you're going to size this up like you did with any Texas rig, and you're going to fold the tube. Personally, I like to skin hook them once I get them on there. So now that guy's on. Pull this back a little bit. Then your last step is just poke that eyelet through, and boom, there you go. There's yourself a rig Stupid Tube. And one note, This was kind of hard to learn or remember at first, is you have to have this knot tied on. There can't be line to your hook once you're rigging these, or it'll definitely mess up your process of rigging. But definitely once you get the hang of it, it'll become so much quicker and you get more repetition for rigging these things. And so yeah, that's a rig stupid tube. And maybe this summer, once there's not ice all over the ponds, I can get some underwater shots of it, and this thing just catches some giant fish. I flip this thing under trees, docks, everything like that, and then I also cast it out there and just drag it on the bottom super slow back. I've got countless of monster fish doing this. And so if you guys are interested in a bigger tube or just Secret Lures Big Dummy, definitely go check it out at secretlures.com. And yeah, right now after this, I'll just insert some clips or pictures of big fish that personally we've caught on this big dummy. And personally, my favorite color, the shad BG purple. This one's also very good. I think it imitates a bluegill and a crawdad pretty good. It's the light green pumpkin purple. And so if you guys are interested in the big dummies, just make sure to go over and check out secretlures.com. And hopefully you guys are having a great rest of your day, and thank you for tuning into my video.